Imagine a sniper, not armed with a rifle, armed with a single thought. A thought so dense it suffocates the room. This was the exact weapon of the Soviet chess machine. For decades, they did not just win games. They broke minds. They crushed souls before the first pawn ever moved. Recently, declassified KGB documents revealed something terrifying. A bizarre psychological hack, cultivated in underground Moscow labs, designed to manufacture instant, unbreakable confidence and simultaneously shatter the opponent's will to fight. It sounds like science fiction, but this mind control technique is devastatingly real. We are taught that confidence is a mirror. We stare into it and lie to ourselves. We repeat daily affirmations. We stand in power poses. We fake it until we make it. But what happens when the pressure is real? When the lights blind you? When the stakes are your livelihood? That brittle Western confidence shatters. Your heart races. Your palms sweat. The affirmations evaporate into thin air. Because faking it relies on your ego. And under extreme stress, your ego is the first casualty. The Soviets knew this was a fatal flaw. They did not build confidence. They annihilated the need for it. They studied Pavlov and his dogs, but they went so much deeper. They developed a concept called reflexive control. It is the art of making your enemy defeat themselves. You do not project your own strength. You manipulate their perception of reality. You become a black hole. You absorb their certainty and reflect back pure doubt. Confidence is no longer an emotion you feel. It becomes a physical environment you create. A psychological cage you drop over your opponent. They called it the invisible radiation, a silent broadcast of absolute inevitability. The first step of the hack is the phantom gaze. You do not look at your opponent's eyes. You look through the back of their skull. You locate a point 3 inches behind their head, and you anchor your entire consciousness there. This achieves 2 terrifying things. First, it instantly slows your own heart rate. It disconnects your amygdala from the threat response. Second, it triggers primal panic in their brain. Humans are hardwired to detect when they are prey. When you look through them, they cease to be a threat. They become an object, a puzzle to be disassembled. Your face drops all micro-expressions. You become a wall of terrifying blankness. The second step is inverted empathy. Empathy is usually about feeling someone's pain. The Soviet Grandmasters used it to locate their fear. They visualized an invisible tether connecting their chests. As the opponent breathed in, the Grandmaster breathed out, establishing a dark biological rhythm. In 1978, Viktor Korchnoi played Anatoly Karpov. Karpov brought a parapsychologist to sit in the 4th row, a man whose only job was to stare at Korchnoi, to radiate this exact inverted empathy. Korchnoi literally wore mirrored sunglasses to block the psychic assault. He lost his mind, and he lost the match. You do not need a hypnotist in the audience. You only need to synchronize your breathing and mentally pull the oxygen out of their lungs. I tried this technique when I was at my lowest. I was terrified of public speaking. I was terrified of being seen as an imposter. So I weaponized the phantom gaze. I shut off my empathy to survive, and it worked flawlessly. I commanded rooms. People stepped out of my way. but the victory felt like ash in my mouth. Because when you treat everyone like prey, you end up living in a very lonely forest. The Soviet Grandmasters often suffered extreme paranoia. They could not turn the machine off. They forgot how to connect with human beings. Their ultimate weapon became their ultimate prison. True confidence is not about destroying the person across from you. It is about an unbreakable alliance with yourself. The Soviet hack is a fascinating piece of history, an emergency lever for moments of absolute crisis. Use it when you are backed into a corner. Use the phantom gaze to reclaim your space. But remember to come back to your humanity. Drop the armor when the game is over. You do not need to be a cold-blooded sniper. You just need to realize that the target was never them. The target was your own self-doubt. And you have already won. If you want to master the psychology of presence, hit the subscribe button right now. We have so much more to uncover.